What's up, you legends, and welcome back to the Fabled Storm. And tonight we're going to be reacting to the God of War Ragnarok Combat Lets You Play with Your Food gameplay trailer. This is an IGN exclusive, and it's something that came out within like the last week, being that God of War Ragnarok is right around the corner, and I've reacted to most, if not all, of the other stuff. Got to react to this. I'd love to see the gameplay and the combat and see if there's anything new, stuff that I notice. And so we're just going to get into it and see what they got to say. If you like this content, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, uh, drop a comment. I get back to all the comments that are posted on my videos. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it.
Hello, it's Jay from Game Informer. God of War games are known for their expressive, gritty action, and Ragnarok looks to be no different. In
New
fact,
enemies.
two lead combat designers told me their process
Lizardy
was inspired
frog
by
people?
a badass studio catchphrase, play with your food. And you can see how Kratos lives up to that philosophy, grappling ledges with his
I
blades
don't
of
know
chaos
that that's a
and
badass
launching
thing.
opponents
Kind of
with the two new
sounds...
dauntless and
Well,
Stonewall
I'll
armor
leave it alone.
shields.
That was a
Atreus
cool
assists the war
shield.
effort by stunning with
That's
arrows,
new.
destroying obstructions, swinging his bow, and summoning spectral allies like in the last game.
So
One
Atreus'
big
stuff is
change
the
that's pretty
same.
easy to
That
miss
is,
unless
I
you're
like that
playing
shield
is
better.
the new ability mapped to the triangle
Huh,
button.
so we get a
By
couple new
holding or mashing
shields.
triangle, Kratos activates his weapon's
You still got your
signature
finishing
move.
moves.
Depending on whether he has a
That felt
Leviathan axe or Blades of
very
Chaos
like
equipped,
classic
Kratos can
God of
infuse
War.
his steel with ice or fire. These elemental moves, called Frost Awaken and Whiplash, do extra damage by freezing or incinerating enemies.
Kratos is doing
Even
a lot
though
of
you're
jumping,
unstoppable wall of
and
rage,
we've seen this
one
again.
combat designer cautioned that we shouldn't play with all our food. Some food can heat
Well,
us
that was a
pretty easily
new
too.
arrow.
Want more info about the new reptilian creatures called Grims or some of the playstyles you can
Oh,
experiment
okay,
with?
so the lizard guys
Go
are
to
called Grims.
GameInformer.com/GOW Ragnarok and be sure to stay tuned for more God of War videos.
I like that, being able to pull people near you. All right, let's start this thing over and lower the volume a little bit. Let's talk about it. So the way they do these gameplay things, they're so short too. You don't get to see a whole lot. Okay, so yeah, that thing that Kratos does right there, where he jumps that whole gap and smashes down, like this Kratos it seems to be in way better shape than the one in the last game. In the last game, he was, I'm old and I don't have that much strength, but that was something young Kratos would do. He's moving pretty swift in this game. It looks like they made the combat a little bit faster. I like how heavy the attack is when he does it. Yeah, so being able to freeze your enemy is nothing new. I do like that the axe is stuck upside down, so that's kind of cool. But I like that. Oh, I didn't notice in this shot he has the eye-shaped shield. But he can knock enemies off of ledges and they'll just shatter to pieces. That's kind of cool. I don't know that they probably won't be able to do that for like higher level enemies, but these are all level 1, so.
By a badass studio catchphrase, play with your food. And you can see how Kratos lives up to that philosophy.
Okay, so that's a move that was in one of the earlier trailers that I thought was really cool, that you get to pull a full scorpion and like grapple your way, like you got your Batman grapple hook up there. That's kind of cool. Well, kind of cool. I actually think that's going to be awesome. I hope you get to use it environmentally, like not just for combat. It's like something you have to do to get up places. And it means the boy doesn't have to kick down those damn chains that make me so mad that you have to climb down every time you hit them. It makes me so annoyed in the old game.
Grappling ledges with his blades of chaos and launching opponents.
Yeah, so then you got this square shield here, which is really cool. So it looks like it's absorbing damage. And in a second, he'll like slam it down. And I guess it's gonna send the attack back. But in the old one, you take the attack, absorb it, and then immediately throw it back. And this one, it looks like you get to build it up and then use it as an attack, which is really cool. I wonder if it's all of them or just like certain shields do certain things, because this shield is neat, but I don't know how I feel about the square one. I like the round ones, and I like that eye one that I saw.
The two new dauntless
that.
arm shields. Atreus.
So is that the Stonewall arm shield, and the other one would be the Dauntless? because that makes more sense that that would be a stone wall. It's literally a giant square block of a shield.
Assist the war effort by stunning with arrows,
Yeah, so Atreus's stuff, that's not a light arrow, and if it is a light arrow, it looks very different. It's like he's got a different specialty arrow ability now.
destroying obstructions, swinging
And I
his arrow,
noticed this. So watch Atreus jump on this
and
creature.
summoning spectral allies like
He's slower. I feel like like Atreus, since he's now bigger and older, he looked like his movement was slower than the old Atreus, because the old Atreus was like tiny and able to jump around real fast, like a kid with ADHD just going all out constantly. But this Atreus looked like he had, because he's bigger and more like the same size as the creatures, and he's got more mass. Just looked like he moved slower to me.
in the last game. One big change that's pretty easy to miss.
Yeah, I like that shield. And see, there's the throwing the energy back like you could in the last one.
Is the new ability mapped to the triangle button. By holding or mashing
You still got your finishing moves.
activates his weapon's signature
Okay, that is straight up an old God of War attack right there.
move.
Like the double stab and the throwdown. That's like God of War 1, I feel like.
Kratos can infuse his steel with ice or fire. These elemental moves
So that right there, him being able to do the ice on the axe, basically that's just the ability that shows up in the very beginning of God of War. Like in 2018, in your first area right around your house, the first time you meet enemies, he's like, "You are not ready, boy," and tells him no, and then swings the axe back, and it goes. You know exactly what I'm talking about, like that whole video right there. But basically, you get in the rest of the game, all you could do was you could upgrade your combat abilities within your menu, and then it would be like, oh, the more you sustain attacks and you can hit more enemies, the more frost you build up and more damage they take from frost or whatever, whichever one you were using. But in this one, it looks like you actually get to pick when you use it, which is really cool. Like, I thought it was cool. I always wanted it to. I wanted to be able to do it at will rather than like just let it be part of combat, where the game did it once you reach a certain point. This looks like you get to actually choose, because you get to use the triangle button to build up that power.
called Frost Awaken and Whip.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of these jumps in this trailer where he's doing these jump downs, and it just looks like there's so much force behind it. He just looks, he's moving like a different Kratos.
Do extra damage by freezing or incinerating enemies. Even though you're an unstoppable ball of
This is what we saw before.
combat designer caution that we shouldn't
Yeah, so Atreus, yeah, these are different arrows than before. We didn't have anything that was teal colored like this in the last game. So I hope that we still. I mean, I don't know if I care about the light arrows so much. I assume they'll still be there because you'll need to use them for some things. But I liked like the lightning arrow that you got from the dragon's tooth, and then you use it on the Yggdrasil sap.
Want more info about the new reptilian creatures called Grims, or some of the playstyles you can experiment with?
Yeah, so these things are called Grims. I mean, I guess I don't know. It feels like a weird name to give a lizard creature. There's probably something behind it though.
Go to GameInformer.com.
And then this, I like those moves.
And be sure to stay tuned for more God of War videos.
Yeah, being able to grapple things and pull them near you or pull them off of stuff. Man, if they bring back Revenants, I hope you can stab them and pull them towards you and then just rip them in half. I hate Revenants. So, I mean, I guess if you want to look up new stuff for Ragnarok, you can always go there because they seem to be getting all the exclusive stuff. That's what they've posted several videos recently. Some of the other ones I reacted to. But other than that, I thought the combat was neat. Something that I would like to see that they did not bring back in this. So, a couple of things. One, in God of War Ascension, they gave you the ability to kill enemies or take their weapons from them and kill them with them and use them in combat. I would like that because there were some really cool creatures in God of War that had different weapons that I would have liked to have been able to take and use against them. But because you had some of the Draugr had like the giant hammers, like the big thick, uh, defensive lineman looking guys. They had those giant hammers, which would have been really cool to take and just beat one of them to death with. And then like the unknown, the traveler, they had those giant swords. So once you killed them, if you could have taken that sword and used it for combat and like fought like they did and spin it around and do thrusts, and Kratos with the giant like 9 foot long two-handed claymore looking thing would be awesome. So but I doubt that they're going to put that in there. The other thing was in the last game, you had two weapons. You had the Blades of Chaos and you had your Leviathan axe. And in this one, of course, there's no way they could do one and not give you Mjolnir. So my theory is that the confrontation between Kratos and Thor will be somewhere in the middle of the game. So you can use Mjolnir for the latter half of the game until the end, and then your like main boss would be Odin, because he's going to do everything he can to stop Ragnarok. I doubt you're going to be able to reason with him because he's Odin. That's his whole thing. It's like he's always trying to circumvent his fate at any cost. But besides doing all that stuff, which would be really cool if they do let you have that, in all the other ones, you were either given weapons or abilities, or you were able to kill your enemies and take their weapons. And by that I mean like your bosses. Your bosses gave you stuff. Um and we didn't really have any bosses in the last game. I mean, you had several trolls, which were bosses. They were pretty much all the same. You had a dragon, and then Magni and Modi, and then Balder a few times. And it was like one of those things where you didn't have. It was very story driven, so the gameplay was different. Um, and by story driven, I mean it was really building on Kratos becoming someone else or having become someone else, and then this kid that has to grow into the shadow of his dad while still figuring out who he is. So, they changed the way it was. It looks like this one they're broadening the scale of things. So it would be kind of cool if you were able to like, if you have a boss for whatever you're doing in a particular realm, and then you kill them and you're able to take the stuff from them. That'd be kind of neat. I don't think they're gonna bring that, but I do think it'd be cool to kill your enemies and take their stuff. Sorry about that. It's kind of late, a little bit tired, but yeah, just wanted to react to that. And so those are my thoughts on the combat. I think it looks like it's going to be a little bit faster. A lot of the techniques are going to be cooler. You're probably still stuck to maybe 2, 3 weapons, and just I do like the hand to hand fist combat though. Um, just some stuff I thought would be neat in discussing this trailer. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there of ways I thought that things could improve with this. Are they going to? I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. Either way, it's going to be a great game. But if you like this content, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I post. Drop a comment. Seriously, just argue down in the comments. What do you think? Did you like this? Did you not like that? I know a lot of people don't like God of War Ascension. I did like it, so I really haven't had an installment in God of War that I didn't enjoy. So for me, I did like that combat. It's something that I'd like to see. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you're happy with things the way they are. Maybe you have a different thought on where they should have gone with it. Maybe you have new ideas. Not taking things from old games or reinventing the wheel, but like literally crafting new things that they could put in this. Just go ahead and put those comments down there. I'd love to hear them. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. And until we meet again, peace.